Do you want to get your accuracy from this to this? What's good, everybody? It's Script here, and I'll be showing you simple training drills that you could use to improve your in-game accuracy, centering, and overall gameplay. And if you enjoyed the video, do make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get it. So the first thing we're going to be working on is your crosshair placement. What is your crosshair, if you may ask? This is your crosshair. So basically, your crosshair has to be at the center of your screen. It makes it easier for you to take on gunfights, especially the ones you're not prepared for. Because if your crosshair is facing the ground or is facing the sky, it's going to be hard for you to center back to the enemy that's in front of you. So because most of you, when you are moving, you're always looking at the ground, not what is in front of you. So your crosshair always has to be at the middle. It makes it easier for you to take gunfights that are either up or down or in the middle. Now, in order to master crosshair placement, head into training room and equip the J358 pistol using these attachments here. For the barrel, J358 custom light barrel, no optic. Then for the muzzle, you can use the one that I showed you in the video. Then grip, match grip, trigger. And for your magazine, make sure it's stopping power reload. Then for the rear grip, use granulated grip tape to give you that accuracy. Then you head to the center of training room, this spot right here. Then add 3 bots that are not moving. So set the movement to no. Then add 3 bots. So what you're trying to do now is just to align your crosshair on each of these bots perfectly. Every single time you align, you scope in, align, you scope in, align, you scope in, align, you scope in. Make sure that you're not swiping over their head, or you're not swiping, or you're not looking down before you align to them. You're moving just sideways only. So build that muscle memory, so that even if you're in game, you won't be looking down anymore. So once you build muscle memory for looking side to side, not up and then swiping down or looking down before you now go up. Just make sure that you're always aligned in the middle, like this, like the way I'm showing you in the video. Sideways, 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 sideways. Just to give you that muscle memory for centering and placing your crosshair properly. Once you've mastered this, you'll be able to see that when you're in game, it's easier for you to like track down enemies in order to shoot and kill them. And there's something I forgot to make proper explanation or mention of in my previous video, is the ADS for rotation button. I didn't explain what it means properly. So basically, the ADS for rotation button, what it does is that it follows your finger movements while you are shooting. Like that's your shoot button now. If you are shooting and then you move the finger that you're using to shoot sideways, your aim is also going to go sideways. This is good if you're a beginner and all of that, but if you're planning on going pro, I'll advise you to turn ADS for rotation off. So if you are shooting, even if you move your hand right, your aim is still going to be straight. So you know that you're only controlling your accuracy with just your thumb. Now moving along, the second step in improving your gun's accuracy is by aiming for the head. Now using the J358, you are going to be aiming for just headshots. Make sure you are not moving your joystick or anything else. You are standing in the middle, not making any other unnecessary movements. Just focusing on scoping in, shooting for the head, scoping in and shooting for the head. You don't need to scope out, you must stay scoped in. All this improves is your gun's flick accuracy and your movement while shooting. So you know how to make that stable aim while you're shooting and making any gunfights. Once you've mastered this, the next thing on the list is by making movements while aiming for headshots using the J358. So when it comes to the area of fast reaction while moving, like while running or walking towards an enemy, be able to react fast and precisely. And you need to keep on doing this in order to build that muscle memory, because if you do it once and then you stop in between, or you do it and you don't complete your training routine, then it automatically falls off your hand, because practice makes perfect. So you need to keep on practicing in order to like perfect your accuracy, because you can't just get good except if you want to start using hacks or something like that, which I don't recommend, by the way. By the time you're done practicing this training routine, you should have a better feel for your whole gameplay as a whole and your sensitivity in general. So it makes playing around the map and 1v1 enemies a lot easier for you. Now moving on to our next training, we're going to be training on recoil control. So head on to this part of training room, then try to see where your gun's aim flows to, because every gun has their own flow. You get, so just hold your ADS button down and shoot. Don't try to control the recoil, just shoot to see the direction of the gun. Now after you've seen the direction, pull your thumb in the opposite way of that direction to get that recoil control. So if it's going up then to the right, just drag your thumb slightly downwards so it will not move up to the right. You get, if you drag it too much, like you're not following the flow of the gun you're using in particular, it's going to either drag your aim down. If you drag it small, it's still going to have that recoil and your aim is going to be going up a bit. They need to learn how to time and control the movement of the gun using this part of training room. That's what I'm showing you in this video here. I'm illustrating this here for you. And don't forget, you are always going to be aiming for the head, because the head has more damage than every other part of the body. As you can see from here, the head has a 31 damage, meaning a 3 tap to the head and the enemy is down. You get me? So you always have to aim for headshots. And I would personally recommend using the BP50 if you're an assault rifleman, or using the PP19 Bison, the loadout I'll show you right now, if you're an SMG main. These two guns have like one of the lowest recoils in the game, unlike the Fennec or other assault rifles. So that's why I'm using both of them. So it's best to use guns with low recoil to learn how to control your recoil than using guns with high recoil that makes it hard for you to control every other thing. Make sure to use the exact loadout I'm showing you in the video here, so it's easier to follow along with the video. Now you can see the PP19 Bison's recoil. It goes straight up, meaning if you want to control the recoil on this gun, you need to hold your aim downwards. I'm using the pull down while it's trying to go up. It's easier to control this gun. So if you keep on practicing, at the end of it all, your accuracy should be looking like this. And for further reference, I'll be using a gun with high recoil, so you could see that it's not just by using a gun with no recoil. So I use the Fennec, for example. It has a very high recoil rate, so you could see how the recoil works and how I can control it easily. By simply pulling down, I'm able to achieve this. Exactly, something like that. So if you keep on practicing constantly, then for sure you'll surely get to this point too, where you can control gun recoil easily, and no matter which meta, no matter which non-meta, you'll be able to dominate regardless. Now the final aspect we're going to be looking at is called flicking. What is flicking? Flicking is basically moving while you are ADS'd at an enemy, you instantly move your scope to another enemy in less than 0.5 seconds. Meaning you move fast enough for you to down 2 enemies before they can down you. So this is an example of what flicking looks like. So for this tutorial, for what we're going to be using to practice our flick, is you're going to be ADS at the middle, then you move to either the left or the right where the enemy is at. So you need to add 3 bots in training room, then flick from left to right, flick from left to right. Then once you've mastered flicking from left to right without over swiping or under swiping, then the next thing you're going to do is flick, shoot, then while you're still shooting, you flick to another enemy and down the enemy at the same time. In other words, you're killing 2 birds with 1 gun. Yeah. And if you see you're trying to flick to another enemy at the other side, but then your ADS isn't reaching there, or you are swiping past the enemy, then you need to reduce or increase your sensitivity. So if you are swiping past the enemy, you need to reduce your sensitivity, and if you are swiping that your ADS can't reach the enemy, then you need to increase your sensitivity. If you can stick to this training routine, then you are guaranteed to have accuracy like this. If you found this video helpful to you, make sure to hit the like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on my next video. Peace out, guys.